Yeah, darling, you just keep heading south until you see a sign. It says live bait and hair removal. Yeah, that's me, darling. Hi, thank you for waiting. I'm Sister Nalene, gifted psychic and Amway distributor. And get to the point, you magical Medusa. We're here to tell people all about.
Hi everybody, I'm Michael McKnight, and what we're talking about is Barbie's Dream Funeral, which is my new one-man show.
With a cast of thousands. Every performance to benefit LGBT youth. LGBTQ.
Though I've worked with a variety of causes through the years, this is the one that's closest to my heart because once upon a time, I was a homeless, tiny little 14-year-old gay boy living on the street.
His mama put him out when he was only 14 years old. He was so little they called him Squirt.
Well, that and the fact that I had this habit of involuntarily messing up the headboard, if you know what I mean.
And I, Cockwiggle Rothschild, and I'm fashionista, as you can see. Everything I wear is designer, which makes me obviously superior to you. Monkey see, monkey do. Fashion is the way to live, I say. Since then, he's met some famous people. They called that meeting Pickagate. Wait a minute, y'all. Other things happened before that whole thing with Nixon. Oh, must we?
Don't worry, sister, I'm not embarrassed about the fact that I grew up in a place called Calpee-ho. I'll say it slowly. Cal-P-ho. Yep, that's where I grew up. And yeah, my mother was mentally ill and never should have had children, and my dad was a pretty mean drunk. But there were wonderful things that also happened at Calpee-ho. Not least among them, my wonderful grandmother and, of course, the immortal Aunt Effie McAdoo.
Happy birthday, Mikey. I can't believe you're already 13 years old. Come over here. Tell your Aunt Effie. Is you having dreams about naked people? Waking up with your underwear all wet? And having pecker tracks all up in your bed? Come on, baby. You can tell me. You know that. Good. They couldn't save him from being pushed out the door, though. Cream will rise. That boy went from sleeping in the cemeteries in New Orleans to sleeping with movie stars and TV stars and music stars and a bunch of porno stars, especially from Falcon Studios.
And you want to know what? There wasn't one singular stellar performance between the lot of them.
It wasn't all bad, Michael. You did get to meet Mrs. Howell from Gilligan's Island.
Oh, yeah, Natalie was a hoot. We used to ride around in her Cadillac. She's the one that turned me back into Michael because she refused to call me Squirt.
Life were hard on that boy, but the manners his grandma taught him did serve him well.
Having grown up in the palace of the czars and having escaped the Bolsheviks, my grandmother was a monarchist to the day she died. She referred to the entire French Revolution as that unfortunate incident at the Bastille.
Mikey always were a fay boy with way too big a heart. That's how he ended up going from life in a Nob Hill penthouse to living down on the streets. He did have a TV show.
No, that's not what did it. That was the worst thing ever inflicted on a population for 14 weeks, believe you me.
Do a new one, do Real Housewives of the Ninth Ward.
You know what? I just may do that, Effie. And for the record, I didn't sleep my way to the top of Knob Hill. I earned it. And then, as life does, I got a gut punch that I'm grateful for to this day.
It was on the streets where Michael became one of the best caregivers of people with AIDS. He did.
They were literally dying in the streets, in doorways and on sidewalks. It was horrible.
But Mikey took care of them even though he had AIDS himself.
I got real good at helping people die, which is a strange thing to be good at, and it didn't really bode well for future relationships.
I would have thought it would make you more caring.
Well, it's like this. Oh, baby, you were late coming home, so I assumed the worst and sold all your stuff.
You did a lot for AIDS education, Mikey.
I did write a pamphlet called Stupid Things Well-Meaning People Say and Ask When They Find Out You Have AIDS.
You don't look sick.
And you don't look ignorant. I was being nice.
How'd you get it?
People only ask that because they're trying to decide whether you're a victim because you got a blood transfusion or if you deserve it because you got it from sex.
That's not an answer.
Well, darling, I had unprotected sex with a bisexual African green monkey that was addicted to heroin. But he didn't look sick.
That's my nephew.
In August of 1988, I went to 5 memorials in 4 days, and after that, I just lost my mind with survivor's guilt. Believe me, my mind was gone. It took a while.
The best way to open a heart is to break it. Nobody wants to hear your voodoo new age bullshit, Naylene. Mikey's mama told him almost every day that he were an ugly piece of shit. That poor child's heart was born broke. Anyway, in any case, the next thing you know, that boy was living in Greece.
And Turkey and here and there, but y'all are missing the whole point of the show. It's not about me. I'm just a guide.
To the wonderful people like me that he's been so blessed to know. And all the amazing places he's been so privileged to see. And the events he's been witness to.
I'm not really a comedian.
But the show is full of funny stories, like when he was little and he wanted to be a hermaphrodite when he grew up.
Or that time I was chased through the Casbah by these horny burglars.
It's inspiring too. After all, Mother Teresa did call him Child of Angels. And Princess Diana told him he were a hero when she met him.
The point is, I've worked really hard to make sure that everybody that comes to my show has a great time from beginning to end, and I really, really hope to see you there.
And he'll be LBGT to use at the same time. Remember, negative thoughts ain't nothing but bugs on the windshield of your mind.